that's the case.
I have to introduce it?
Yeah. You have to have some room in this.
Other than just shaking your head.
Yeah, other than just bafflement.
I mean,
because that's an important part. Don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
But there has to be.
Well, I'm sure I'm the least interesting part of this.
Also, Andre made the best name for it.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. Criminal syndication.
Criminal syndication.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I can try to back edit shit, I guess. But well, whatever.
Retcon.
Whatever. All right. So, what episode are we on now? Like 5? All right. So,
this many.
that many. All right. Okay. So, what horrible thing are you making me watch now? Or
we're not making you watch anything.
Sure.
You got this completely.
I just have to listen to it.
Yeah, you have to listen to the 2-hour version of us telling the 1 hour.
Yeah, you have to listen to us opine on this absolute bullshit.
Yeah. So, this one is the enticingly titled Just a Gigolo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Episode of Baywatch Nights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, let's see here. Oh, crap, where is it? Oh, I have to refresh.
Your notes elude you.
Yeah, there it is. So, it starts as...
The start part is so good.
No.
Go ahead. No.
Because, there's a... It gets kind of weird fast.
No, yeah, that's what I mean.
So, there's a crying lady
uh-huh.
in the office.
Yep.
In the detective agency office. And she's crying because she got scammed by this dude. She's like, oh, he was so nice. And then...
He conned her good.
Yeah. He's like, oh, he needed an investment because he ran like this investment firm. And then so he gave him like $10,000 or something like that. And then he was like, then he came back. He's like, oh, I lost it. And he goes, oh, I realized must have been some kind of gigolo. Some kind of gigolo is just a great phrase.
Uh-huh.
And then
some manner of gigolo.
Yeah. And then the wheels immediately spin in half.
Oh yeah, he jumps to this immediately. That's the best part about it.
It is. It's like she tells her story and they're like, all right. And then hard cut to Hoff picking up some weights, and they're like the weirdest looking weights.
The very strange looking weights.
They're like these weights that are like, you know how a usual dumbbell is a little bar,
and
it's got round weights on it. Maybe they're hexagonal and they're hard attached to it.
Or something.
Yeah. This is like, there's like a weird box-shaped thing that you insert your hand into, and then you have square weights.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah. So he's got that, and immediately his voiceover is like, I gotta get the exact phrasing that he used. But it's exactly how you would think his mind would work. To catch a gigolo, I decided to become a gigolo.
Yep. Wait, what does this have to do with weights?
Well, that's the thing.
He's got to work out a little bit harder than he usually does.
That's his plan. He says,
okay.
So I would work out a little bit harder, like for a week.
Well, literally, he starts with to become a gigolo thing.
No. But that's what I'm saying.
I know.
So is it his Navy SEAL lifeguard profession doesn't?
Enough? Well, no. This is what the Navy SEALs trained him to do.
Yeah.
Just become gigolos.
It's infiltrate.
Yes.
Yeah. Get in, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They both and then in again, and then out again.
That's the same
and then
thing.
in again, and then out.
And of course. But no, yeah, he's like, I'll hit the weights a little bit harder this week.
Shirtless.
Shirtless, of course.
Immediately hard cuts him shirtless.
Ray Hoff, shirtless, lifting weights.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hit the weights a little bit harder this week. What is it? Get new threads,
yeah.
I believe he says. And also cop an attitude. Is a phrase I
which basically amounts to him trying on blouses and doing the Blue Steel Zoolander face in a mirror.
Okay. And at the same time, our own Angie Harmon is doing almost the opposite version of this, where she's pretending to be a lonely rich lady, basically.
Her montage goes for what I described as tastefully slutty.
Yeah, no, that's pretty accurate.
She's trying on some slinky little numbers and then
The-
rolling on the
stockings.
stockings. Yeah, that sort of deal. Which is really funny because what you actually show her wearing is
Not that at all.
it's just like a lawyer suit.
Yeah, no.
So that was just her having fun.
Yeah, that's the weird part about that is that she tries the, as Cliff put it, tastefully slutty outfits, and then just kind of wears clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, after the little montage,
And the whole idea is like she's gonna be she's gonna be the oh so innocent, as they say.
yeah,
Mark.
yeah,
That so the idea is draw the gigolo with her, and then meanwhile Hoff also competes with him at the same time.
yeah.
In order to fuck with his brain.
Yeah, that's part of the plan to make it sense.
Yeah,
I understand maybe.
no, the Angie Harmon part of the plan makes sense.
100% makes sense. Hoff just wanted to tag along and be a gigolo.
That's what I do.
Well, Hoff has to be involved. I mean, he couldn't think of a way not to be involved, or where he could be involved other than this.
So, yeah, this gigolo hangs out at some social club on the beach. So,
You're hoity-toity.
yeah.
Fairly hoity-toity, I should
Yeah.
say. Not that hoity-toity.
So, some old bench who you no introduction to escorts Angie Harmon in. She's like, oh, this is my friend. Talking to this, was social director? What's her title or some shit?
I think something like that. Basically, she just is kind of makes sure everything's copacetic in the club, I guess.
Yeah. They're introduced to her, oh, she's recently widowed, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, oh, I'm going to go play a game of gin with the other old bints. And this is where we first see Angie Harmon's, like, slightly blinged up lawyer look.
Yep.
It's like a pretty conservative suit with a skirt. Yep. Some nice earrings. Don't know what all the other slutty accoutrement was.
That's all under that, I assume.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They never show.
That's what I'm assuming.
Around this time, Hoff shows up also. He looks exactly like Hoff always does.
Yep.
Maybe a little different hair. That's about it.
His clothes are a bit flashier.
A bit, but
Not by much.
only
By
flashier
the
than
tiniest
only
amount.
flashier than some of his clothes.
Yes.
He's also wore flashier clothes, just being Hoff.
Yeah, no, yeah. He's off. What do you want?
So yeah. So really, out of this whole montage in the beginning, Hoff showed up exactly the same. I think he has new glasses.
Yeah, sunglasses, yeah.
He has some cat eye sunglass looking things. They're weird.
Yeah. They're a little weird.
Yeah, Andy Herman wore a nice suit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Angie's, did you take note of Angie's alias name?
No.
Because her name in the show is Ryan.
Oh, the right.
Yes, and then her alias, her secret undercover
Oh,
name
right, I
was
forgot.
Rihanna. They're never gonna catch on.
No.
It's Rihanna.
It was a common woman's name.
Yeah.
Every other woman is named Ryan.
Yeah. So Rihanna goes over to get a ginger ale.
Not
At
even like
the little-
Rihanna or something.
I was just
No,
thinking,
yeah, it's not even. Yeah,
No,
they could have gone with that traditional name, but instead they went Rihanna, just threw an A on the back of her name.
It's literally it's like if the scenario was somebody like asked for what her name was and she had to think it up on the spot because she hadn't thought of it. So, but that's not how it's played.
It's what's more likely happened was they had the scripts and they're like, what's her fake name gonna be? And then the script guy just wrote an A at the end of all of her lines and said, here you go.
Yeah,
Did that copy?
seems legit.
Did that copy replace?
How's cutting edge technology?
Oh yeah.
You had to have a special guy to do that back then. Yeah, so she goes to the bar. Hoff's just hanging out for a little bit. He goes over to the old lady, the old bent that we don't know who she is.
Yeah, the one who brought Angie in.
And he's like being all Hoffy.
They're like she's at a table with her friends, and they're all like, oh, and they're like, oh, look at Hoff, he's so sexy, he's coming this way.
Well, what's funny is like Hoff's little narration like highlights how silly this weird gigolo competition is, because he's like, I'm not over the hill, but in a town full of hard bodies,
Right.
I definitely feel my age at times. So it was nice to walk in and I can't remember, he said something weird about feeling the smile in his toes or some shit.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, basically it was good to get looked at.
Yeah.
Nice. It's like, alright, so you're highlighting the fact that you're like an older dude who's supposed to be the gigolo for the young, hot, innocent Angie Harmon. This plan makes no sense.
No.
I don't know. They wrote the A story and the B story, and they realized they had nothing for Hoff to do, and then they just threw him in the gigolo.
He's just hoping that the whole thing is that Angie Harmon has daddy issues.
Yeah. And he runs in like, I'm on Team Gigolo.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
So yeah, he goes up to these old ladies, and starts hitting on one super hard, and so she gets up and goes with him like to her car. At which point they leave the club. She gets in the car, and he goes, thanks Aunt whatever.
Clara.
Yeah, thanks Aunt Clara.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing. It's like he's not really hitting on her. It's a whole thing that they set up ahead of time.
Yeah.
His Aunt Clara already went. Is just at this club.
Oh.
And the whole reason is that she's like, oh, those friends of hers are just going to be talking about that for weeks.
I forgot one of the things he lied about. Right? Because he introduces himself with him like shitty French line.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you speak English? And he's like, I speak 6 languages. It's like, come on, Hoff, you're going to try to sell that you speak 6 languages.
Also,
you barely speak English, man.
Yeah, it's a whole weird thing.
Yeah. He also asked her if he liked French champagne, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
God.
If you call it French champagne, you don't speak 6 languages, buddy.
No.
I only like American champagne.
Yeah. And I call it Coors. The champagne of beers.
Yeah.
So let's go. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Meanwhile, Angie Harmon is getting hit on by the gigolo.
Yes.
The gigolo in question.
Yeah. Who's pretty shitty at picking up chicks.
Well, he does a whole thing where he sort of comes on super strong, and then sort of plays off that he's like that like, oh or and then tries to be more casual about it, and it totally works apparently.
Yeah, even though it sounds like the thing that you always like see weird dudes on the internet where they're like, I like your boobs, haha, just joking.
yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit like that.
But obviously, it's like catching the fish that is like holding the bait up to the hook on your line. It's like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it goes with, she starts something with him, but it cuts away pretty fast.
Yeah,
too.
she starts dating him.
Yeah. Then we
but
cut.
It's all part of the
Yeah,
scene.
just some back and forth talking. And then we cut to Elerbee,
right,
hanging out in his.
Oh, he's in this?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
The whole gang's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not involved in this particular thing. We're gonna pick up his story. There's a B story.
Uh-huh.
There's an A story and a B story. They're
Oh.
branching out. But Elerbee is wearing a purple Adidas tracksuit, looking like he is part of a tribute band to Run DMC. Mm-hmm. And he's decided that he is on a case that is tricky.
Right. Yeah, he's doing actual work.
Yeah.
Is he's trying to find a bail jumper?
Yeah.
Yeah, bail jumper. So,
Bobby Bahamas.
Yeah. Apparently super elusive at least for Elerbee. Yeah.
It's because that guy isn't near a bridge and he doesn't have a gargoyle with him.
Yeah.
Elerbee lost.
He's near no random features of houses.
Yeah. He's trying to get help from Angie and the Hoff, and they're like, no, we're busy playing Gigolo over here.
There's a whole thing where he chases Bobby Bahamas around but can't catch him.
Well, yeah, it starts with he goes, I need help with this because
he just goes I
just like some help. And they're like
that is basically what happened.
They're like, take Destiny, and he's like, Destiny, she's an idiot. And then next it's like, oh look, he's at the park with Destiny.
Yeah.
And which this again, like the decision here was so weird because he's like he always comes here to play basketball. He's like, passing the ball with her, and he always comes here to play basketball this time at this park
at the basketball court.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, there's this thing at the basketball court. Why they, okay, it makes sense. They just and then they show Elerbee with the shot, like a jump shot of like a retired math teacher. Like,
it's not good.
It's just completely awkward.
No.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so you've put him in a position to show off how awful he is at something and make the character look terrible. This is great. And then it's like, well, maybe the basketball thing will play in some other way. No, it doesn't. It just immediately turns into a chase because he approaches. He's like, oh, there's Bobby Bahamas. And his plan is great. He's basically sneaking up behind him, just holding handcuffs.
Yeah. At which point he's trying to get Bobby Bahamas. Bobby Bahamas is just kind of sort of hanging out at the basketball court. I think he's going to like a different. He's like on his way to like a different court. So he sneaks up behind him with handcuffs, like pulls the handcuffs out of his pocket.
Yeah,
at which point Destiny yells behind him, "Look out and be careful!"
No, she didn't yell. She did like the Homer Simpson whisper.
Oh yeah, you're right. Whisper yell.
Yeah, be careful.
And which of course alerts Bobby Bahamas.
Yeah,
chase ensues.
Which was a really weird chase because like he starts running. He does a sweet Dukes of Hazzard slide on a Buick. Steals a Buick.
One thing I noticed in this chase is they both just resort to, how in a chase scene in like a movie, there's how the villain goes and then there's how the hero does it, right? Mm-hmm. The villain is just like knocking over old ladies and stuff. Mm-hmm. In this particular chase scene, they both decide to do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they run past and they spin the old lady, and then he goes past and continues to spin her.
Well, like the first thing that happens is like a Bobby Bahamas bolts out of the basketball court, like knocks open like some one of those chain link fence doors type thingies.
Yeah, cloud of smoke.
It's called a gate.
It's really more of a door. But fuck you. So yeah, that's the first thing that happens, and Elerbee's right after him, and so he goes through the door gate. He goes through the door gate right after him, and there's a dude in the way at this point. He's just walking the thing, and he just lays this dude out from behind. Yeah. He's just, this guy eats so much shit.
He goes like full Terry Tate off linebacker on him,
and so everybody's like, "What the fuck was that guy's problem?" Yeah, and so and that continues for a little bit.
What's funny though is like pretty quickly, Elerbee sees the stolen car situation happen. And then he just runs a completely different direction.
Yeah.
So now we have a chase with two people going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird scene because what is it? Bobby, Mr. Bahama is just driving down the streets, and he's looking behind him, just kind of peeling out of this parking lot or whatever. And meanwhile, Elerbee has already has decided to go off this other path, and he kind of just goes back to him, just kind of running.
Yeah, he's not doing anything exciting. He's just running. He is like it'll actually be like Mr. Bahamas is peeling around corners and stuff, and then it's just Elerbee running down this corridor, and just getting closer a little bit at a time. And when he reaches the end of the corridor, he basically leaped out of this alleyway, onto the hood of the car. Yeah, he tracked him with some supernatural sight.
Well, he knows where where everything is. He knows where every object is. All the buildings. He knows that. It's just the people that gets it. He has a superpower apparently.
Yeah,
I was just hoping that he peeled out and it shows him driving and keeps driving. Then he gets home and he throws the keys on the car throws the keys on the counter and then goes and watches TV. And Ellerbee's busting.
That would have been better.
That would have been better.
1,000 times better.
That would have been better, and it would have showcased his superpower.
Well, it would have been great if it was just a running gag during the episode where it's Hoff is doing his gigolo shit. And they just randomly cut to Elerbee just hauling ass down the street. You're you don't know where he is. And they cut to,
it's night at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And then they get to Bobby Bahamas. He's at an In-N-Out, getting some burgers and shit.
Yeah, he's just sitting at a diner, just eating a burger. And then
they cut back. No. And that's it. That's all they show, and then they're back to the Hoff story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just keep doing it. Then at the end, when it's 3 days later, that's how you make an episode.
Oh, no, that'd be good.
No, instead he immediately jumps on the car. He's on the hood for a while, doing the little hood ride.
Yeah.
And then he switches. When he did the U-turn or something. I can't remember.
He actually gets flipped over. What happens? So what is it? Due to crazy driving, Elerbee basically
I think he did a U-turn and
from the hood onto the top of the car.
Yeah,
and the car has one of those
luggage racks,
on the top. So,
and I was like, come on, Teen Wolf it. I want a werewolf so bad right now. Instead, he's just.
But no, he's
he's hanging on there, and it's kind of a long time.
It's kind of a long time.
Yeah, it's longer than you would expect this to go on without anything really happening, and it's just okay, now it's just them driving for a while, and then the worst conclusion to this chase is what they decide on.
It's pretty unsatisfying.
Yeah. The guy pulls into one of those automatic car wash things, and Elerbee holds on way too long, and then he gets brushed off by the brushes, and the car pulls out the other side. And it's a fucking automated car wash. Get off the car, go around, wait for it on the other side, because it goes at about 5 feet in a minute.
Yep.
Also,
and the car's locked into place the entire time.
It also makes me wonder, isn't the water there usually super hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elerbee doesn't care.
Yeah. Don't forget the complimentary.
He's got ice. He's got ice water in his veins.
I see.
Yeah.
And those brushes move around. That's
way faster than they were. They were just brrr.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because obviously they're not just gonna drive him into a car wash. This is what happens. It would have been cool, but. If the stunt actor gets launched out of the other side like a goddamn cannon.
I'm just saying.
Those little Hot Wheels cars,
yeah.
little ramp.
Yeah. It's just a little booster wheels is all it is. Yeah,
I'm just saying that would hurt.
It would hurt, but it would be something instead of him just walking out covered in bubbles.
Yep.
Like an asshole.
But that's what happens. He walks out covered in bubbles.
As the car is slowly dragged to the other side of the car wash.
Like an asshole.
And you're the fucking... All that time was wasted on this. There was time to burn in this episode, though.
Apparently, because I don't know what happens after that.
That's when Hoff goes into the agency office. Angie's already there. And they talk about the date.
Oh, yes. This is where Toph starts getting creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Because
now he starts getting creepy.
He wasn't creepy before.
No.
No, he was just weird.
If they didn't, if he wasn't as sweet with his aunt afterwards, it would have been creepy.
Yeah.
But no,
if that was like some weird, if that was just some old lady or
Yeah.
something. But that's just his aunt, and he's sort of play acting with her.
Yeah.
And sort of doing her a favor.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. But here he's like, "How'd the date go?" And he's like, "Oh, it went all right. He had a couple pop flies, but I eventually let him get to first base." He's like, "Back in school, first base meant kissing." She's like, "It still does."
Yeah.
And he's like, "What next? Gonna let him hit a double, a triple, maybe knock in a couple grand slams." Oh no, he said like blast a couple grand slams.
Something like that.
He said blast a couple grand slams because I remember thinking this sounds like something that's like one of those fake sex moves, but it's like you do it in the booth at a Denny's.
Yeah. Yeah. That probably is what that is.
Yeah.
With Bobby Bahamas just watching.
And she's like, what the fuck's your problem, man?
He's like, firstly, this was kind of
this was the plan that
this was the
laid
plan
out.
to begin with.
Yeah.
And B, what the fuck's your problem, man? He's like, I don't know. It's being weird.
I don't know. I like baseball.
He does talk about baseball a lot in this series.
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like I just like baseball.
Baseball American.
It's at a
I'm American, right?
He's like it's like I like baseball. We're not in season. I just miss it. That'd be good. But no, yeah, he's just sort of weird. He's sort of weird and defensive about her kissing this dude.
Yeah.
Even though the whole honeypot thing is sort of the name of the game. Yeah.
And then we get the another superfluous topless half shot where Elerbee calls him on the phone. He was in the shower, so he has to run out in his towel. Yeah.
It's his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to have the spinny scenes topless and the spinny scenes as gigolo.
Right.
Elebee's all pissed off because he can't get backup from the rest of the Bad News Bears detective agency.
Yeah.
And he's like, she's dumber than I thought she was, and just complaining the whole time.
Yeah. About this.
Yeah. Being a shithead. And then,
because he can't catch Bobby fucking Bahamas.
Yeah. And Destiny, like, he's in this weird ass, like, park thing that's just, like, spray paint everywhere and some cement tables. He decided to hang out here. I don't know why. It's just weird.
It's weird.
And she comes up, and I don't know. It was later she comes up, because then it goes to the next scene at the club again.
Yes.
Where Angie's getting massaged by the shitty gigolo dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just A.
yeah. Oh god, he had a dumb name too.
I don't remember his dumb name though.
Yeah. Some dumb name. Anyway, and she's getting like massaged by him, flirting. Hoff shows up wearing clothes I think he's worn previously in the series.
Probably, yes.
In his gigolo disguise of just be Hoff. And I don't even remember what I know he does this shitty James Bond thing.
Right.
Because his alias is like Robert Bond or some bullshit.
Yeah.
But he introduces himself with like the shitty Bond impersonation.
Yeah. He does a lot of
because that's one of his 6 languages is shitty impersonation.
Yeah, do a language feed on that.
This scene is just a waste.
The only thing of worth is showing Angie Harmon in the bikini.
Yeah.
The rest is just dumb.
Yeah, the whole thing is that he's sort of honing in on the gigolo's territory.
Yeah. Get the sheep pimp mad.
Yes. Yeah, because that's the thing is the gigolo like has a handler, as it were.
Which is the social
director lady.
Yeah, Margot.
At the club.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she runs the gigolo game there, I guess. And so this scene is basically just like, oh, Hoff shows up and tries to, like, encroach on the territory, and they're like, hey, fuck off. It's pretty much the whole scene.
Yeah, and he says, no, I'm not going to fuck off.
And then they show Elerbee now runs into Destiny, and Destiny's like, oh, he's talking about how frustrated he is with this thing, because he's just pissed off the whole episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so Destiny does more for psychic voodoo. It's like, oh, Bobby Bahama loves call girls. Red-headed call girls.
Yep. She just pulls that out of her butt.
Yeah. And so, and Ellerbee's like fucking psyched now. Because like before he thought she was an idiot, but now that she said that he likes red-headed whores,
yeah,
he's like all in on the Destiny train.
Well, he likes red-headed whores. Well, why would Bobby Bahama? That's the funny thing. Is he thinks that she's an idiot, but also believes that she's a psychic.
100% true. He's all in on the psychic thing, and also thinks she's the dumbest person on the planet.
Yeah, that's the best thing. That's probably my favorite part of the episode.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be smart to have psychic powers. Right?
Well, it's true, but it's a hilarious combination of this person is an idiot and can call any knowledge they want to their mind.
I am the one who knows.
Yeah. This person has no redeeming qualities in terms of intelligence. However, can communicate with ghosts. There is no resource that this person can call on that can be of any use to the investigation.
She literally,
however, can bend mystic might to her will.
She literally just kind of hovers her hand over his file, and it's like he likes red-headed whores.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck yeah. He literally does like the fist pump of like...
It's like Forrest Gump was a medium.
Well, it's almost more like let me think. If you met Doctor Strange, but he was like tired and wasn't thinking or anything. Like, oh, this guy's just a bumbling idiot. But oh no, he can call upon mystic forces and destroy you at will.
And then so after this, they have a excruciatingly long montage.
Oh yeah.
Of
yes.
Angie and the Gigolos like dates, which just looks like all the footage from every erectile dysfunction ad you've ever seen.
Yeah.
They're like on the beach. They're like in like a yard somewhere. They're doing all the things of like, we're gonna silently not really show too much affection, but we be kind of close. While somebody says that if your dick is hard for more than 4 hours, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no.
Eating hot dogs, watching trains go into tunnels.
And it's like,
see, this is the part. And this is the part where this is the part where Hoff should have started getting done with the creepy thingy, because it actually makes sense that maybe she's getting too far into.
Yeah. Instead of the very first day.
Instead of immediately, as soon
going,
as...
you kissed him?
Yeah. As soon as they hugged or whatever.
Yeah. No. Instead, you get this long, literally over a minute and a half montage of just, like...
running on the beach.
And gently hugging.
And picnics and whatever.
Yeah.
Sure, wasn't it an erectile dysfunction ad?
And then...
It probably was, then they just turned it into an episode of Baywatch.
There's probably 4 erectile dysfunction ads. So then, okay.
Could have been a theater one.
This is a long musical break. So obviously we gotta jump right back in it. So the first thing after this long montage is the slow dancing. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah,
it's another 25 seconds before somebody says a word.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing too. It's like it's back at the social club, and like the people are all just paired off in couples, slow dancing around the pool.
Yeah,
and it's really weird. I don't know. I suppose that's the thing people could do, but it seems like a weird. It seems weird to me. Everything about it seems weird.
Well, it's because the club is really only one set, which is just the pool area. And the other thing is that, like, Angie
I suppose the yard next to it.
And the other weird thing is Angie and the Hoff are kind of just staring at each other while they're dancing. They're doing the creepy, like, just staring at each other.
That's the whole thing. Is what is it? Angie is dancing with the gigolo dude. And Hoff cuts in, just like super rudely. It just cuts in and starts dancing with Angie Horman. And
yeah, they talk about, oh, we really sure this fight thing's gonna work, and then the gigolo like immediately turns him around and just fucking crane kicks him in the face. They at this point they get into a fight. And here's the funny part about the fight for me is that what is it? It's basically just Hoff getting like wailed on by the gigolo dude. Well, the first funny thing to me is that the guy gets in like his little like karate finger stance, and then Hoff's like, "Oh, a kickboxer."
Yeah.
Then he gets crane kicked in the face.
So yeah, he's just wailing on the Hoff. But the funny thing is he has like 5 hits in of just like, knocking him side to side. That whole deal.
Yeah.
And so Hoff looks at Angie Harmon. She goes, "No, don't do it."
You missed you forgot the part. He eats those like Skittles and then just come back and he just hits him with like a right hand.
Yeah.
And the guy like flies backwards. And then he looks at her and she's like, "No.
You gotta take a dive."
Yeah, you gotta take a dive on this one." Then he comes back and hits off and he takes a dive into the pool.
Yeah.
Literally takes a dive in the fight.
Not quite literally. He just kind of falls into the
punch and then puts his hands up and goes, "Whee!" Swan dive.
As close to it as possible without actually doing that.
Yes. It is much more literal dive than usual.
Judges 9, 9, 8.
Fucking France.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is weird though that like this time it's like whereas every other physical confrontation Hoff has had in this series so far, he's been on the losing end usually. This time he's just leveled up his fight game.
Well, I think that's the thing is after the previous beatings, his damage, his resistance to damage is just way greater than it is.
It's like in a video game where you like the more damage you take and live,
Yeah.
then it levels up your damage taking ability.
Yeah.
He's halfway to Homer Simpson.
Right.
Next episode, he gets a blue crayon stuck in his brain. So yeah, after he goes into the pool, then we go to Elerbee and Destiny's excellent plan, which has about as many moving parts, where it just show up because he likes red-headed horse. So Destiny has changed her hair color, which and they're like, oh, she changed her aura, but it's like she usually has blonde hair that's like kind of almost a bob, and now she's got this big like Peggy Bundy red head.
They just take a clown wig.
It's the wiggiest wig in the world.
It looks so awful.
It does.
She looks so bad in this
Which
wig.
is amazing, because she usually looks pretty good.
No, she's an attractive lady. This looks so bad.
Yeah. This looks like cut rate Peggy Bundy. It's literally what it looks like.
No, yeah, it looks like it looks like a bad Peggy Bundy.
Now, I will say this, though. For the cheap whore look, nailed it.
No, not wrong there.
So, I mean, they landed in the spot as opposed to Hoff's Gigolo costume, which is just what he wears every day.
I got the impression with that he started like trying to get gigolo clothes and people and he went into a store and they're like, oh, you already have it. he walked into a store with what he was wearing, and then he walked into the gigolo store and saw that exact same outfit just like on the rack.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh well, shit.
He went into the Gigolopolis shop. What's weird about that?
No, Angie Harmon goes, this is where you go to buy gigolo clothes. And he's like, this is where I shop.
The weird thing about that...
I have a preferred member card and everything.
The weird thing, going back to the montage, the weird thing about the montage was there was people dressing him, too.
Yeah.
Like, he turned, like, somebody's doing the hair, and then he turns around and somebody puts the jacket on him, and then somebody else throws the shades on his face. I was like, who the fuck are these people? It wasn't even like it was like Elerbee and
No. Yeah, these are like stylish people. Apparently.
All right.
It's just Hoff's closet of slaves.
I guess.
Yeah.
But back to the.
Yeah. So, yeah, so the plan is they go to this place that, evidently, again, Elerbee can't catch this guy, always knows where he is.
Yeah.
It's amazing how he hasn't been able to catch this guy yet.
No, he's just, he's a master of geography, is what it is.
It really is.
He knows every location ever to exist in the show.
Yeah. The spirit of Los Angeles flows through his veins.
Right. It's just the people is what hangs up,
Yeah.
is what he's hung up on.
Obviously, that's the problem with Los Angeles. It's the people. So, yeah. He shows up, and immediately, because evidently they went to the Red-Headed Horse Club, immediately 2 Red-Headed Horse are like, Sergeant Elerbee!
This is true.
Immediately, they're just like, evidently, their whole plan makes more sense than the Gigolo plan. Because their plan is just to bang him so they have an in with the cops. They're like, I've been trying to get favor from you forever.
No, yeah, no. I like their style. Is all I can say. Is that they just immediately say like, oh, you're Sergeant Elerbee, and he goes shit.
Yeah.
tries to get away.
It's like he knows he can't like resist for too long, so he has to try to break contact.
So yeah,
or else he's going straight for that siren call.
They get on his arms and basically say, hey, why don't we bang?
Yeah.
We've been wanting to bang.
We've been thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no. I frankly just appreciate their style.
Yeah. They
It's
went
very,
for it.
It's very straightforward. There's no. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. This is very.
They want to bang Sergeant Elerbee. It's not for entirely altruistic purposes.
Yeah, and then they also show Bobby Bahama like with the grace of just really it's beautiful how he falls into this trap where he like walks by and sees Destiny. He's like, I like your hair. I love redheads. And she's like, all right, let's go bang. And the trap sprung.
Yeah.
Because while they decided to have a B story, they couldn't eat into that Cialis commercial earlier and actually have any sort of fleshed out plot here.
Well, that I gotta say that club is they really know.
Yeah,
that club really knows what it's about.
It's a very specific. It's for red-headed whores and the people who like them.
Yeah, it is. They know everybody in that club knows what it's about. They're all going towards that one.
Yeah.
They have a unified vision, is what I'm saying.
You're not gonna go in there and be like, nobody my type's here.
Yeah, no.
You go there, you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, and people there want to find you.
Yeah. Just ask Elerbee. He can't get away from it. And so that's where they leave off that story. Is the noose is circling around Bobby B here, and they cut to Angie doing the I'm so drunk routine with the gigolo. And she's like, let me just put this. I just drank some. I'm gonna put away all my jewels.
Yeah. She has like a fake mansion, also. I think.
Well, no, it's not a fake mansion. It's Aunt Clara's.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's not her mansion.
Yeah,
is what I mean. So she like goes back to Aunt Clara's mansion.
Yeah,
and
because the story is she's supposed to be selling it because it's lonely in there now without her
right.
husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's like, I'm so fucking wasted. I gotta put away my jewels. Let me casually announce the safe combination. It's my birthday. Those jewels in there. Right. She's setting the trap without any Hoff help here at all.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, and then, but she makes sure to dance. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so She makes her do that, but then she's like pulls herself together. She's not like, oh, I'm super wasted and wasted enough to bang you. She plays this again, plays it excellently.
No, yeah.
No need for the Hoff here at all. So as I wrote, it's like the only reason why Hoff's on this case is because he just can't give up his gigolo lifestyle. Oh god, I did write this down. God, again, this gigolo's terrible with women. Because she's like, oh, you found my weak spot. He's like, oh, I got tons of weak spots. He's like, you're sensual, sensual minefield.
Oh, right. Oh.
Sensual minefield?
Sensual minefield, ready to explode.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and she then immediately just kills any lady boner she might have had going for this guy. And she's immediately like, exploding's gonna have to wait. 1,000 times more clever than his weird, awkward line.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gross. Ugh.
Sensual minefield, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So then they show the next day, Margot the she pimp and Gigolo Jim over here. They're sitting down at the one set at the social club, and basically, the she pimp's like, no, we play the game as we've always played the game. Stick to the script. Don't go rogue here. And he's like, no, these fucking jewels in the safe gotta be worth $500,000. You're crazy. Going after the jewels. It's like, why are you gonna obviously break the law when we can just bilk these dumb broads for money? Stick to the script. And he's like, no, fuck the script. So again, Hobbs had nothing to do with this plan actually working.
Yeah, no, pretty much. He just got beat up by him, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Aunt Claire's mansion, so he had
Yeah.
No. He plays a role. I'm not, but he plays a role through his connections mostly.
Yeah.
and he's playing dress up.
And he's playing dress up.
Yeah.
I suppose he has the benefit of giving A.G. Harmon backup
Yeah.
in her situation, which is a good idea.
Yeah. So then they're like, all right, trap set. I guess the end part he has the most to do, because then they're just hanging out in the pool at Aunt Clara's place, and then they're like, Angie's like, oh the fucking Gigolo Jim's coming.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Hoff and Angie like hanging at the pool. Mm-hmm. And so this is like the last part of the sting operation, sort of thing. And so and around this time, the Gigolo shows up. Enters the house, goes back to the pool to see Hoff and Angie kissing by the pool.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Oh, we're breaking up with you."
She fucking does it in cold blood.
Oh yeah.
Cold-blooded killer. She's like, oh, I don't know how to say this, but fuck off.
You ain't getting this.
She literally the line is something like, oh, I don't know how to explain this, but I don't want to see you again.
I'm in love with X.
I don't even know if she threw that out.
I think she did.
I don't remember.
Robert Bond.
I might have been going, oh, shit, at that point. I'm be honest. That shit happened in cold blood.
No.
And he immediately...
Ice cold.
Yeah. And he's got like some flowers or some shit. I don't know. He spikes it on the ground. Vase breaks.
He has a bottle of wine in his.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's just like, smash, fuck, I'm out of here, because obviously I know what I'm not wanted. And that's when a bitch looks at me and goes, you're not wanted.
I don't get it.
Which, yeah, okay, again, it makes sense, because then you're like, all right, you gotta give him more motive to actually break the law here. But then, like, Hoff and her are like he's like smugly sitting there, and it's like, obviously he can't get out of the pool now, because like winning this fake pissing contest that's rigged is totally giving him a bone.
Yeah. It's a real awkward. It's a pretty awkward situation. They're kind of like just weird. Just kind of like ha. That's the thing that we did.
And then Hoff's like,
and
yeah.
they literally shake hands and go, professionals.
that and also you should never do a pissing contest in a pool.
No, not really. No.
But yeah, then my favorite scene follows this. It's when the beach. It's on the beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent scene.
Hops. So Angie's sitting there.
This is some prime Baywatch nights.
This is what I come to Baywatch nights for until the werewolves show up. This might be my favorite. This is right up there with the amusement park fight scene. I probably like this more because of how ridiculous it is. But to set the stage, Angie's sitting on the beach, kind of thoughtfully looking out there. Haas running on the beach in his in a different Adidas tracksuit.
Yeah. So he runs up to her. At this point.
They have a little conversation
about weird, awkward kissing feelings.
Yeah. It's okay. Whatever. They talk a little bit about stuff. Nothing super important happens.
Well, it's a whole thing like, oh, we're setting up sexual tension.
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
exactly. This is what the series is going to be about. No werewolves show up.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to continue running. And he goes...
And running he goes.
Yeah, he goes running. And then one of those fucking ultra lights is flying. Just a little fucking seat with some wheels and a little engine with a fan on the back. He's fucking just rolling up and flying. And you're like, oh, fuck. Is this going down? Is this going down? I'm like sitting there like, oh, it's going down. It's going down, isn't it? And then you see the guy.
Hops is like,
he doesn't even notice at first. Like,
it takes him longer for him than it should.
They show the scene. They kind of actually liked how they framed this. It built the excitement for me because you see him running in the foreground and the ultralights in the background. You're like, come on, baby, don't fail me now.
So he comes alongside of the Hoff, and he's looking up and be like, huh?
Yeah.
What's this? But he's not that weirded out because it's the beach.
Yeah.
You see this sort of thing. Flying around.
It's a little weird that this guy's wearing a full black jumpsuit with a black motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, it's weird. Full black jumpsuit, black motorcycle helmet, full black ultralight.
Yeah, it's a little weird for the beach. But it's a stealth operation because this guy fucking pulls out a pistol. I'm like, fuck yes, ultralight airstrike.
Yep.
He's shooting at the Hoff.
Ultralight by.
I'm like, serpentine Hoff, serpentine, and they start serpentining. But what's beautiful about the serpentine, they only show close-ups because it's obviously a stunt double who's changing direction. Hoff can only run in a straight line. You see, they cut to the close-up where it's just chest and down, and he's like serpentining and changing direction, and then they zoom out for the wide shot. It's just Hoff running in a straight line stiffly.
So this he makes a few attacks.
He makes a few passes with his pistol.
Yeah.
The greatest weapon to use.
So, Baywatch Nights North by Northwest.
Yeah, a dumbass pistol.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And so...
if he'd been using SMG like he should have been, he'd be dead.
So, it's fucking Uzi. No. This is what Uzis are made for.
Yeah.
No, they had the North by Northwest scene in their head. Whereas
Uzis were made for murdering people on ultralights.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they were made for.
That's what the Israelis developed it for.
That's what the UN Uzi stands for.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
The Hoff's plan is he's running away from the pier, so he turns around and runs back towards the pier, and then just hangs out under the pier. And the guy's like, fuck, he's under the pier, and drives away.
As soon as he gets under the pier, of course, the bullets actually hit the cover because he couldn't hit it before.
He doesn't decide to just land it, just shoot the Hoff from the ground.
Yeah,
he's like, it's gotta be with style points.
He's committed.
I'm a gigolo. I can't do this on the street.
And it's hilarious how
I put all of my skill points into ultralight driving. I don't have anything in shoot.
You all laughed when I put race and ride ultralight, but no. But so it's hilarious how empty the beach is too.
Yeah, Well, obviously they saw the stealth ultralight coming. They're like,
yeah.
shit's going down. It's like when you in the neighborhood and you see the car rolling in slow. You get back behind the house.
Yeah.
Same deal with the ultralight. You see the murdered out black ultralight. You're like, oh shit, it's going down.
Well, I mean, it happens every Thursday on the beach. The black ultralights come out.
Oh, yeah. So then it cuts to this guy. Well, I'm pretty sure I glossed over. I didn't actually write the notes for the part where they actually catch Bobby Bahamas. I call it Tommy Bahama because that's an actual place.
I
remember exactly how it happened. I just forgot to actually write it down because it wasn't like anything like jumped out at it as far as it happening. It just happened where it's somewhere around now. I can't remember when exactly.
Yeah. There's a couple things that I remember from it that I liked. What is it? So Destiny goes back to Bobby Bahamas' place, and they
just go upstairs.
Yeah. They go upstairs and they start making for sexy times, which involves Bobby Bahamas being tied to the bed, of course, naturally.
Yeah, he's like, oh. She's like, I like getting... Just something about kinky or something. Then she pulls out the handcuffs. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's all into it, even though he was just chased by a black man with handcuffs a day earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, there's your fetish and there's reality. You got to separate these two things. Either that, or he likes being tied up by attractive women instead of black dudes.
Okay, so how before you go out, how this scene needs to play out. Because Angie Hart, she's like, tie me up, and gets all handcuffed to the bed, and then she goes, I'll be right back, and she leaves, and then he comes out. All right, come on, Bobby Bahama. It's time to go.
It's not too far from the truth.
It's closer than you think, perhaps, because she ties him up.
It's the laziest handcuff job where he just goes through the headboard because it's got the vertical bar and his handcuff behind there.
Since his shirt's off, she's like, oh, you look like you eat a lot of meat. He's like, yeah. She's like, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And then she calls up Elerbee.
He's like, yeah, he's coming. He's a disgusting meat eater.
Yeah, she's like, it's like, I'm up in room 303, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I got him. He's a disgusting meat eater.
Yeah.
And then he realized, oh shit, he's up in 303. Yeah. He goes from like not realizing anything's up to, oh shit, the plan's already happened, I gotta go.
And then he catches her. Yeah,
just goes up there and it's done.
Yeah.
Yep, done.
Bobby Bahamas.
Yeah.
Then they go and they show, they cut back now, Gigolo's breaking into Aunt Clara's house, which looks a lot like Uncle Phil's house.
It does look a lot like Uncle Phil's house. That's true. It's a nice house.
They're walking up as jazz is being thrown.
the first Aunt Viv's buried out back. So he breaks in and like creeps up to the safe, and he's like, "Oh, creep in the safe, yeah, fuck yeah, get diamonds." And then I love it because then Hoff's like, "You idiot." He's like, "Camera, you dipshit." And then the guy's like, "Gun, you dipshit." Hoff's like, "Oh shit." But then Hoff shows off his newly minted combat skills by literally pulling the rug out from under the guy.
Yeah.
He literally goes rug pull, punch, and then takes the gun. Like, what the fuck? Hoff's winning fights now? What's going on with this bullshit?
Leveled up, I told you.
Yeah. And so
Well,
Also, Navy SEAL.
he has to be able to grab onto things. I mean, that's as evidenced when he grabbed the tent and did the straight kick forward.
I think maybe his secret weapon in all fights is like rug-like things, because there was a whole slip and slide maneuver. Maybe that's his.
well, he's like shitty slow motion Jackie Chan, where it's like he needs to use the environment around him.
Yeah.
But like if he's just on like the sidewalk in the beach, he has nothing to nothing to secure.
And somebody throws a bike at him.
And bicyclist, comes out of
What's he
nowhere.
gonna do?
Exactly.
To be fair, how do you defend against this?
One done right, no can defend. So yeah, it wraps up with oh fuck, where did I forgot about the scene. Right, there's a scene a little before this where the crying lady was in the hospital.
Oh yeah. It sort of just happens. Is the weird part.
Yeah, so like at some point in the middle of the story, rewind 20 minutes or so. Exactly. Actually, probably only like 10 or 15 minutes. But anyway, Hoff visits, goes to the hospital. Like, what the fuck's he at the hospital? And the crying lady from the first scene's there. She's been beat up.
Yeah, it's like around the time of when. I think it's around the time when.
It's right after Sexual Minefield. Is the problem.
Yeah.
Right after Sexual Minefield, because I fucking blanked out after that. She's back. She's in the hospital. She's been beat up. She's got like the
split lip.
The jelly donut of being defeated in the black eye, and she's like, "I just want this to go away. I want you to have the case off." And he's like, "No, you can't. I'm having too much fun being a gigolo."
Also, it's
we disclosed. We almost got
for
him.
justice, etc.
Yeah, we almost have him. And that's pretty much all that happens with that. And she's like, "I'm scared." And he's like, "You're already been fucked up. You're in the hospital."
What's it gonna do? Kill you? Oh wait.
You're in a hospital. There's an ultralight can't get to you in there. You're good now.
It's the only way he knows how to kill.
So then it wraps up. She's at nights with them hanging out. She's a little better now. She's like, "I can't believe I tried to turn tail and run." It's like, you were in a hospital. You were nowhere.
Yeah, no. You couldn't run. You broke your legs.
And like the whole purpose of the scene is, other than that, where Hoff's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I was right," is just awkward eyes back and forth between Angie and the Hoff.
Yeah. Once again, setting up sexual tension.
Yeah.
It literally credits to this.
Well, there's like the scene where Destiny's like, "Oh, I'm sensing some..."
Right. Destiny comes in and says she said...
Some astral projections in the bone zone or whatever.
Yes.
God damn it, Doctor Strange should use that line. And then it just cuts the credits of them just like doing like they like look away and they're like back
yeah. So it's all that.
Yeah.
And it even does the thing where it's still running.
Yeah.
While the credits are going.
Yeah. Which like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is a shit show. This entire scene is just disaster. Yeah. But after they go to the full black for the rest of the credits, the best credits. Did you notice this credit that came up? The best credits came up. Remember the two redheads? They're literally credited as Hooker 1 and Hooker 2. I'm like, yes! I haven't been this excited since the Ultralight.
Yes. That's got to be great on somebody's resume. I see that you've been Hooker 1?
Yeah. And also topless girl at beach while you're hired.
You're getting the starring role.
Yeah. And also, like, this is what I thought for a second. I'm like, hey, also, I don't think they know what a gigolo is.
No.
I think they just learned the word gigolo. And just gassed after that.
Well, maybe it was written by Hoff, and he's like, English no so good.
It's like
gigolo means dressed guy, right?
It's like
what if it's
Hoff's like idealization of gigolo. It's like his Don Quixote of gigolo.
Right. What if it's also just a gigolo? So one person in the episode is a gigolo. You just don't know.
Yeah, it is. Oh, as far as this episode goes, it's got some good highs.
That's a bad lows.
It's got some real low lows.
It's got that ultralight, but it also has that boner pill commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting that they threw in a B story and then gave it no time.
Yeah.
They're like, we have 45 minutes. We'll give the black guy 3 minutes for a story.
Well, it's just like, we have Elerbee and Destiny. We need them to do something.
Yeah.
Bobby Bahamas.
They get paid per episode whether they're in it or not. We gotta throw them on screen doing something.
Yeah.
Plus, Elerbee can expense that sweet Run DMC sweatsuit. Yeah, it was... The thing was, the pacing for the ultralight scene, it built so much, like, anticipation for it, too.
No, it's...
You're like, is he... Like, oh, it's gonna happen. It's like... I was like, is this gonna be, like, a drive-by? Is he gonna, like, throw a bomb at him? Is he just gonna try to run him over?
I was thinking bombs.
I was thinking he might just try to hit the hop with it, like, swoop down and just clip him. It was like, oh, I was just waiting. It's like, it was only, like, 10 seconds, but it was just edge of my seat for those 10 seconds.
No,
like... What ridiculous thing are they gonna do?
No.
And then he pulled out a fucking pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking bang bang. Use the fucking weird hang glider bar thing and a pistol at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, it's beautiful. On wings as eagles.
But yeah.
In
terms of grading, I'm not sure is the thing.
It's a bit of a toughie.
Well, it's definitely better than the second episode, regardless.
Yes, it's way better than the second episode.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a low bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the lowest currently, right?
Yeah. We've thrown it at 2 just in case there's something worse. And also that 2, we're not positive for the 2 originally.
It was the second episode, it gets a 2.
Yeah. Episode 3 was 7.5. That had the carnival fight scene.
Yeah.
But it also had some consistently good stuff, whereas this just kind of had one peak, right?
Yeah, it's basically all the ultralight.
Well, I don't know. The redheaded hooker.
No, yeah. No, you're right.
That was at least fun. And plus there was the weird chase scene that is like, you're like, what is this chase scene about?
Yeah.
They're going in opposite directions.
The awkward chase scene. Well, it just showcases Elerbee superpower.
Yeah, it
the
does.
Mastery of geography.
Yeah. I think that's the secret to Baywatch Nights, is there's like things that they don't come out and tell you. There's subtext. And like his master geography powers is...
Yeah.
They don't come out and explain it to you.
He knows all locations.
Yeah.
So what, like 6.5?
Trying to think. I think it...
Well, last episode was 6.82.
Oh. 6.82?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're going to call this what?
Like...
6.74?
Well, let me see. Last episode was the psychic.
Yeah, which...
You're going to have to pull out a calculator for this one?
It's a tough one.
Well, see, I'm not sure if the length of time between when we saw episode 4 and when we ranked episode 4 is helping or hurting episode 4.
That is a good question. But the... yeah, see...
When I compare it to episode 4, which one did I enjoy more? This one might have the edge.
I'm thinking... I gotta think a little bit more on that, because...
6.91.
Well, what's above that one?
That one is episode 3, which was...
Carnival fight. And
Yeah.
And that's, what, 7.5?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable saying this one at like a 7. Or possibly, or about a 6.97.
6.97.
If you want to be accurate, math.
It's like, because I mean, it is.
I crunched the numbers.
It is, real. I think it's real close in quality to 3 and 4.
No, yeah, it's real close. Is the thing. It just has some awkward moments.
Yeah. I mean, but again, this is Baywatch Nights. Every episode has some real low lows.
It's awkward moments. This is true.
God, if we could just make a movie with like the carnival fight scene and the ultralight.
Oh, just primo ultra his primo Baywatch Nights.
Yeah, we just need. I think at the end of the season,
Baywatch Nights prime cuts.
Yeah, like Baywatch Nights, the witching hour.
Hoff swinging from his top of the tent.
Just bicycle.
Yeah, somebody getting hit with a bicyclist. There's an ultralight with a pistol.
Well, the great thing too was it was sort of like a reveal. Like they show him up there, he's fucking steering with a stupid little par, and then it's like he pulls out the gun. It's like da.
Yeah.
Like fuck off with your pistol.
Yeah, no, 6.97.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it.
Yep.
All right.
I think that there's.
Well, we gotta keep in mind that this particular the writer, director, or whatever. No, not writer. No, the writer. I mean, not director, writer. Shows up later, right?
This is one of the series staples. So, again, and this was never a set in stone grade. We were open to reconfiguring things after this.
That's true.
After it's over, we just wanted like a rough sketch for where to throw these episodes in.
Because it's all relative to each other. Is the key.
We don't know what peak Baywatch Nights is.
Yeah.
Peak Baywatch, especially since
it's
we're
to
gonna
limit the serial killer red string at the end.
If that gigolo was a werewolf, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if there was like, or if Hoff got in an ultralight, and then they had like a fucking ultralight shootout.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 immediately. Or
they
if
can't afford 2 ultralights.
Or if Elerbee was just running, just cut back.
If they had done what we had said, and had been Elerbee just running, and then running,
and then over the course of 3 days, sprinting.
Just the Monty Python running little timpani music.
Yeah.
Just then cut back. Then 4 or 5 minutes later, just Elerbee.
and then the credits are about to hit, and it cuts back over to Tommy Bahama. Damn it! You did it to Bobby Bahama.
Just sitting in his house watching TV, and Elerbee just kicks open the door and grabs him.
No. He's just like talking to a redheaded hooker. And then bam, Elerbee tackles.
Well, one of my dream like scenarios in this is like they're just walking somewhere, right? And it's getting ready. You know the credits are coming. You know after the sun, get ready to cue in.
Right.
And like maybe it starts, right? Maybe it just starts after, and then Destiny goes wait, and she points in the direction, and then they show Bobby Bahama over there, and that's when Elerbee just fucking takes him down.
Yeah, literally, Destiny points at this. Hey, that's Bobby Bahama, and they're all like, "Hey, there he is!" And then from the side,
Yeah.
No.
Perfect.
What I like better is so it does the little running thing, and then at the very end it shows Bobby Bahama talking to a hooker with an inside profile, and then off screen you just see this tackle take Bobby Bahama out off screen, and then credits.
This blur of purple Adidas jumpsuit.
just like full on tackle, pushing him off screen.
Alternatively, they're walking along. They see Bobby Bahama, and he's like, let's say he's getting some ice cream, and there's a mascot next to him, and the mascot tears off his head, and it's Elerbee, and he just wrestles him to the ground immediately.
I think that's it'd be a better wrap up than what we got. But I still think it's not quite as good as just him running the entire time. Because they could have dedicated the same amount of time to the B plot of him just running. Because it was only a few minutes.
And at least show off another one of his superpowers.
Yeah. And
his low-key superpowers.
And you'd be like, what is he doing? And then this is, especially since this is over the course of at least a few days, if not like a week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about all those dates that happened with the Gigolo.
Yeah, during the Buttermilk montage.
Yeah. At least
and they were changing outfits during and everything. There was like, it wasn't just one long super date. They were showing different outfits, different like themes to like, oh, it's the beach walk, or
different kinds of outfits too. Not just like different variations on like tank tops and whatever. It was like, oh, this one's classy. And
That's
this one's
commitment.
No, yeah,
yeah,
well, yeah.
And Elerbee just running the entire time. Just determination.
It would be. Oh, you know, it'd be good if they had the whole Elerbee running thing in the.
No. You know, they never show him running. He's just in the frame of the date, just running past the screen.
just like a blurry video of Bigfoot.
Well, during the boner montage,
well, you know how
they're going to get a hot dog.
Well, you know how it faded in to the various dates too. So like one of the dates would fade. One of the dates would fade in, and it would just be Elerbee running. It would have nothing to do. It would have nothing to do.
Camera centered on it.
Yeah. Just like 2 seconds.
Just like a little bit of sweat running down his face.
It would have nothing to do with anything, but it would just fade in a little bit. Oh, that'd be perfect.
10. Episode would be a 10 right away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn it. That'd be so good. Why?
Like hiding from the ultralight, and I'd be off in the distance.
During the montage, they're on the beach.
Half running away from the ultralight, shooting at him, and Elerbee passes him. Just completely oblivious to what's going on.
During the boner montage, they're on the beach, like snuggling up, and then Elerbee runs into frame, goes, and then runs in that direction.
No, I know he should run in and just knock them both down and just keep on running.
Like, I mean, if they had the balls to turn one character's entire arc in an episode just to an hour-long brick joke, just beautiful.
Oh, it'd be so good.
It would. Especially since you're like, what is wrong with Elerbee? He's snapped. He gone crazy.
Is he even human? He's some sort of cyborg.
I think he's a Terminator. There are no black people on Baywatch, only black robots.
Oh.
That would have been the best.
Yeah, it would have been.
So, like, our dream scenario here is carnival fight, ultralight shootout, with the B plot of Elerbee just seemingly running around the globe in the opposite direction to catch his asshole and tackle him. Wow, that would be beautiful. I mean, as it is, the great thing about that chase scene is it wasn't like it was like a cul-de-sac or anything. No, he's just like driving on streets before Elerbee just jumps out at him. There was no way of knowing where this asshole was going to be in this Buick.
Not unless you're Elerbee.
Yeah.
He knows all locations.
Why? He's a fucking cyborg. He should have been the whole time running.
He just uploaded it into his brain.
Should have just straight-handed it like fucking Terminator and T2 and just...
Right. He just Google Maps that shit.
You see him running with the fucking Google camera on his head. Fucking mapping out Sunset Boulevard and shit.
Yeah.
I would have loved it.
Alright.
What's
the next episode title?
Oh, fuck yeah, what is the next episode? I saw it in the YouTube queue. And I was like... Because I keep thinking we're farther along than we are. And I'm like, oh, wait, nope.
Nope.
That was episode 5. Oh, so the next episode is episode 1, season 6. 976 ways to say I love you.
What? Right after a Gigolo episode, so I see
900. Yeah, this one definitely. Yeah. All right. So.
What do you think it's about?
Yeah.
Definitely.
See, to remind you, this previous episode was the one that had the story by one guy and the teleplay by another. So we know that Len Jansen is the one who wrote that goddamn line about the central minefield. That was all Len Jansen. But this one is directed by Charles Bale and written by George Geiger. So this is
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
this is like the beginning of Geiger, but like Geiger comes up quite a bit.
So we can start a Geiger counter.
We can't start the Geiger counter. Geiger counter's at 1. All right, what do you think the episode's about?
I'm gonna guess Stalker.
All right. Continuing adventures of Angie Harmon and whatever Hasselhoff's name is.
The Hoff. Because they are not their characters, they're just them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Elerbee has a first
Except
name. But it doesn't exist. Yes, except for Rihanna.
Except for Elerbee. He's the only
Elerbee and Destiny.
Elerbee and Destiny, yes.
Elerbee gets called by his last name. Destiny gets called by her first name.
Right.
Angie, first name. Hoff, last name. We're consistent.
No, you're right. I hadn't thought about it, but you're right.
So, in this episode, Angie is forced to pose as a phone sex operator to catch a man who killed one.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're just going reversal of last episode?
Almost.
Yeah, it's a pretty short...
Yet another episode where Angie Harmon apparently has to do somebody.
Yeah. I mean, evidently the show just turns into just her being a sex worker.
Late seasons of Baywatch Nights in Dark. It's just her shooting up in an alleyway.
Or it's like... Or just like, it just gets weirder and weirder. It's like, this episode, Angie Harmon has to sit on cakes for a bunch of guys in order to find out who kills bakers.
The weirdest.
It's my favorite weird fetish, though.
Cake farts, yeah.
It's just like, I don't even know what's going on now. So yeah. Maybe I misled you. Maybe it's supposed to be 976 ways to say I love you. I don't know about the pronunciation because I'm assuming it's a 976.
Well, we don't
number.
know that the killer is a stalker.
And he just breaks out into like a song like in Red with the 79,000 whatever.
Oh, well, yeah. Et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera, minutes.
Yeah. That one.
Maybe.
You just have to figure out what sex workers Angie Harmon... Let's think, okay, how many more sex work jobs can they throw at her?
Ooh. So how many times...
Is there a dominatrix episode in the pipe? Or is that a little too much for syndication at this point?
It's probably too much. Given the time.
I think it's too much because they'd have to actually spring for leather costumes.
Elerbee had a sweet leather hat in this episode. He had a leather baseball cap.
Yeah, they just gotta cut that up and make it into outfit.
In this episode, and Ryan is forced to tie up Mitch and punch him in the balls while telling him he has a small dick in order to catch a murderer who does have a small dick.
how many more times is she gonna have to do this? Let me think here. We're at 3, I believe. Because she had to seduce the kid in Bad Blade.
Yeah, she just had to be a chick.
Yeah.
Then she had.
Well, I'm sure there'll be several more. You just have to be a chick.
Was it this episode? Obviously.
Yeah.
And
almost a quarter of the way in. Well, the next episode.
Oh, of course, the next episode. So yeah, that makes 3. I'm gonna say.
What's amazing?
I'm gonna say 7 total.
What's amazing? Think about this. What's amazing is their plan in the first episode wasn't have Angie Harmon pose as a model.
Yeah.
If they went back and made the first episode after these episodes, that would be the plan.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Have Mitch catch a murderer who doesn't like models. Yep. So.
I think there's going to be a lot more than 7. I mean.
No, see, what I'm thinking is that there'll be like at least another one in the near future, and it's gonna get unpopular for a little bit, and then there's gonna be a few more at the end.
This is the thing, though. They're also building the sexual tension, so it's like gonna be the whole thing where like, oh, Mitch just has to be jealous again.
Yeah, that's what I'm sure there's gonna at least be one more episode of that.
But this is also Baywatch nights when they're focusing not on the supernatural and more on sexy times.
Yeah.
So,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's gonna get. They're like this. We've done this like 8 times already.
It's not Baywatch nights. It's Baywatch nights.
They're say we've done this. We're gonna say we've done this 5 times. Let's leave it alone. Let's try to do something else. And then,
I mean, to be fair, they also did 2 because Destiny also was a sex worker. So this is a 2.
No, that doesn't count. We're specifically talking about Angie Harmon.
I know, but I'm saying these people are worthwhile. That they're worth blowing their wad on 2 sex worker things in 1 episode.
I mean, really, Marty?
If you do that in Denny's booth, it's called plastic and crazy. 2 eggs, 2 chicks, 2 bacon, 2 sausage, 2 pancakes.
We call covered and smothered.
You do that in a Cracker Barrel and it involves blindfold and a gag.
No, I'm saying at least 12.
12, I see.
Like half the episodes are going to be Angie Harmon.
Well,
in a sexy times situation.
I mean, if we start breaking it down numerically already, 50% of the plots.
No. I'm saying that trend's gonna go down.
Yeah,
that's what I'm predicting.
But I'm feeling like they're running out of things for women characters to do other than be bait for dudes.
Because
it's ramping up. The trend's upward right now.
I don't know. This is my guess though.
You're
possibly. I'm not going to say. I'm not discounting the possibility that this role will be shifted out to Destiny instead, and that's why Angie Harmon won't be doing it anymore. I'm not discounting that possibility.
Yeah, you're under the impression that they're going to go, this is getting old, whereas I am going to get under the impression that they're going to double down and go, this is what we have.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, are they going to discover more taste or have less taste as time goes on?
I don't think they're going to discover. I'm not counting on them discovering more taste. I don't think that's what this is.
Well, I mean, half the plots for these women are either be bait or try to get.
See, you're not wrong. There's nothing you're saying that is wrong. I'm just saying that's what I think is going to happen. I try to predict the market, I try to predict what the market does before it moves, not just go off the information I have.
All right. Let's try. I'm gonna try a slightly different approach here. Name one character aspect about Angie Harmon that isn't her looks.
That isn't her looks. Let's see. Let's see. She's the only one who's actually a detective there, really. So she's the most. What's the point?
When has she ever shown that?
When did she ever show that? None of them have ever shown any
Exactly.
confidence in anything. So there's that. That's not. Let's see.
I'm just saying, she's got an episode 1 levels of characterization.
No. Yeah.
And so her defining feature so far has been be bait.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm trying to predict the market. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know. I feel like, again, I don't know, but I just feel like it's just gonna be a steady theme until we can get some werewolves in the shit.
Maybe that's true.
You know, they're just bait for werewolves.
Oh yeah, 100%. Once the werewolves come in, 100%. Every episode, it just her in a bikini tied up.
But yeah, it's tough to say because when I thought back to this series, I didn't even know the first season existed.
When I thought back to the series, I didn't.
I seriously thought the whole thing was just, let's try to combine Baywatch and X-Files. Alright. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.